For Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. All right, let me try that one more time. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
I think we're going to get it started with Let's Go to Shabbos. Is that what I hear?
That's correct.
We're going to go to Shabbos, and thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for those who are back on YouTube Live, who transitioned over to Zoom. If we didn't put the link in there, we'll go ahead and do that so we can have an experience together tonight here, whether in person or still virtual. So thank you again. Yes, we're back on masks, so thank you for keeping those on as well tonight. So let's go to Shabbos.
Let's do it. Let's go to Shabbos and we'll roll out the Torah and we'll feed our souls for a while. Let's sing the Shamru and we'll raise our voices and we'll open up our hearts. Let's the children of Israel, and we've come to praise Adonai. Protect the children of Israel as we welcome in the Shabbos bride. Coming to ya, hallelujah. Sunday's lazy, Monday's crazy, Tuesday's hazy, Wednesday's hump day, Thursday's sitting in traffic, Friday's tragic. I need a little magic, 'cause I'm about to lose my mind. Let's go to Shabbos and we'll roll out the Torah and we'll feed our souls for a while. Let's sing the Shamru and we'll raise our voices and we'll open up our hearts. Let the children of Israel, we've come to praise Adonai. Protect the children of Israel as we welcome in the Shabbos bride. Let's go to Shabbos and we'll roll out the Torah and we'll feed our souls for a while.
All right. We're not just warming up. We go straight in. We dive right into the deep end and get everybody worked up, right, for Shabbat?
Hey, let's go.
Let's do it.
That's it.
All right. So I love this poem from Hafez, a Persian poet of the Middle Ages. He writes, "The Idiot's Warehouse." He says, "I know the idiot's warehouse is always full. I know each of us could run back and forth from there all day long and show everyone our vast collection. Though tonight, Hafez, retire from the madness for an hour. Gather with some loyal friends or sit alone and sing beautiful songs to God." And that's what we're doing here tonight. We're taking a pause from the hustle and bustle of the busy 6 days of the week, where we're trying to change the world, fix the world. And tonight, we pause, we sing, we worship, we connect, and we say Shalom Aleichem to each other. We wish each other and greet each other with greetings of peace and love and kindness and welcoming. So before Shalom Aleichem, please get up. Find somebody you haven't met. Find somebody you haven't seen in a long time. Meet somebody new. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom.
I know you. You did great. I think we all did great. Point to your hat. Good Shabbos. Point to your hat. Because it's smiling. I like the happy. I like the happy face. I said that earlier. It's act into your way into right thinking. I have all those little lessons stuck in my head. Oh, wow. Is this over? Good. That's great. That's awesome.
From Shalom Aleichem, we go to Shir L'Ma'alot. This is a song of elevation, a song of ascent in a way that asks us to get out of our narrowness, right? I don't know about you, but when you walk around, do you walk with your head down? Or do you walk with your head up, looking at the horizon, looking out at the mountains, looking out in nature, and feeling a sense of wonder and awe of the world all around us? Shir al-Ma'alot asks us to elevate our consciousness and open ourselves up to a new reality.
Shir al-Ma'alot Esa einai ele harim me'ayin yavo ezri meim Hashem osei shamayim ba'aretz ayitin lamot raglecha ayitin shomrecha שומרך השם צילך על יד ימינך יומן השמש לא יכך וירח בלילה השם ישמורך מכל רע ישמור את נפשך השם ישמור צאתך ובואך מעתה ועד עולם מעתה ועד עולם.
There's a story in the Talmud about Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi. Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi was the guy who compiled the Mishnah, a compilation of Jewish laws in the turn of the century, of the zeros, right, back in 2,000 years ago. And there's a story that he would only give tzedakah and food to people who knew Torah. And so he would ask people, right, anybody who had studied Torah, Mishnah, Gemara, Halacha, all these words of Torah, but anybody who was ignorant, he wouldn't allow in. And his students didn't understand, specifically one of them, Rabbi Yonatan ben Amram. So what he did, Yonatan hid his identity. He came in as a beggar, and he said, please, teacher, feed me. And Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi says, well, did you study Torah? And he said, no. And so he said, well, how can I feed you? Well, then he said, feed me as if you were a dog, as if I was a dog or a raven. And so Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi fed this man, and he felt bad about giving somebody who was ignorant of Torah food. Later on, his other students come to him and is like, why are you feeling so bad, Rabbi? Like, maybe that was one of your students. And of course it is revealed later that it was one of his students, and he is comforted. And I'm always confounded by this story because rabbis have an opportunity to make themselves look good. And we don't always hit the mark. Each of us can be a little elitist sometimes. No, this person deserves my goodness and loving kindness and chesed and tzedakah, but maybe not this person. And the story is hopefully there to teach us that even the greatest of rabbis, even the greatest of individuals, need to learn how to open their hearts, open their wallets to anybody in need. And that's what we do here at Beit Shuvah, right? Everybody here, any resident, is typically on scholarship. 95 to 99% of our residents. So we ask that everybody participates, even the residents, to give back, to give a little tzedakah for anybody in need. So we ask you to do that generously. The tzedakah boxes are being passed around, and for those on YouTube, the link for Venmo or our website should be hopefully up. So thank you for giving generously and continuing to do so. I want to invite up Mark. Where are you? Mark M. There you are. To give a drosh on tshuva.
Good Shabbos, everyone. My name is Mark, and I'm a grateful member of this community. Sorry, Siri, no. I was asked to write about Teshuvah tonight, and I had no idea where to start. I'd like to start by addressing how difficult it was for me to believe in a higher power and be willing to work the steps. Today, to my understanding, a higher power is something that lights the path and enables me to give the world what I have to offer. When I was out using, I overdosed twice and had the same white light experience both times. Both times I heard a voice telling me it's not my time and to yell louder. When I yelled the loudest I could, in this so-called dream, I awoke to EMTs hitting me with Narcan. The following morning of my second overdose, I was boarding a flight in New York, and Rabbi Mark and Harriet were both on my flight. If this isn't a God shot, then I don't know what is. Unfortunately, I pulled my hat down and hid from them due to the amount of shame I was feeling. I'd like to start my teshuvah by addressing the state I was in when I was welcomed in 30 days ago versus my attitude towards being here today. As I have adjusted to being back here, I have gained such gratitude for Beit Teshuvah. Quite the opposite reaction for those who witnessed me welcomed in. As I have spent these last 30 days here, I'm beginning to understand what Teshuvah means to me. I went through the house 7 years ago, and I found myself working in treatment. I encouraged all my clients to work the 12 steps of AA with a sponsor and to find a higher power. Unfortunately, I did none of those myself and thought I could make it without these spiritual practices. Today, I find myself listening to other residents when they're struggling and being open to them helping me. Currently, the way I practice Teshuvah is by remaining open to help from my peers. For all the times that I needed to have answers for other people's problems, I will remain open to others helping me. I will commit to learning through new perspectives for my recovery, for the community, and for my life. I would like to thank all the donors who make it possible for the doors to stay open here, especially after the pandemic. I would also like to thank Lisa for calling me back and getting me in here so quickly when I called for help. Coming back was very hard for me, and I'm so grateful for the community here that welcomed me with open arms, even when the insanity was telling me I didn't need to be here. Thank you.
So our tradition here is if anybody has some tshuva or gratitude to share, please come on and line up on my left over here, and to remind everybody to please keep it short and from the heart, please. Thank you. Go ahead,
Mark. How you all doing? Good Shabbos. I hope you don't mind my reading. It's no less heartfelt. My name is Mark, and I'm an extremely grateful member of this community. We had an excellent meeting here last night. Those of that attended, we had a terrific speaker. As a side note, it's okay if you guys want to come, those of you that are still in recovery. A couple of new folks got up to share and echoed, albeit more profoundly than I'm going to do, more eloquently, something that I said when I first came up here. And that was how warm and welcoming everybody is. And as Mark said, one mentioned to me later how they had far exceeded any expectations that they had. I've spoken to a few veterans of BTS recently, and they've commented to me that this is just such an excellent group of residents. Now, some of these folks have been here before. Some of them are veterans. Some of them have a good deal more than my little 30 days. But they all said the same thing, that this is a great group of folks here. I don't have that experience to draw on, but I do have a lot of life experience, a boatload of it, as well as gray hair. And the love and warmth here is palpable. It really is. It's not just the residents, but it's the staff, the leadership, the sisterhood, the alumni, the New Men's Club, and especially the donors who, without your help, this beacon of light could not be lit. This is just such a special place with such an amazing group of people that form something more together, something greater, something magical, and I'm grateful to this whole community. Thank you for the opportunity to express my thanks to you and the thing we do for each other's recovery.
Hello, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Dennis. I'm an addict. Okay, so I'm pretty bad at winging stuff like this. So what I did was I made a little note on my phone, and I'm just gonna read that for you guys. And that will be that. Okay, so it starts like this. Hello, everyone. It's awesome being back in this place for service. It's been very hard for me to get out to go anywhere since I've left. I will try to be brief, even though I am sure the idea of a 30-minute speech excites us all. Many of the residents that were here during my time here could be quick to tell you that I wasn't on the right page with my recovery or my relationship with God or my mother. I was always open about that with the idea that this is a program of honesty. Well, it's okay to feel frustrated or feel the urge to use, and okay to verbalize those thoughts and feelings. It's not okay to be in a position of court-ordered to a program and being obvious that you don't really want to stay clean or fix yourself, over and over. I think and act very impulsively. Can anyone relate? Oh, yeah. Right. So, yeah. Practicing my crowd engagement. Well, at the time of me vocalizing that I'm not here, that I'm here just doing my time, what I don't consider is that there may be someone here feeling the same way who really wants to work through that and come out on the other side. Recovery can be very fragile, to the point that although my attitude might be subtle, my energy and demeanor shines through and will affect those around me. My actions are the windows to my opinions and mentality. Hearing things like, ask myself what I can bring to this conversation as opposed to what I can get from it, are clearly juxtaposed by my decision to not share at all or make a statement that might even be harmful to someone who is early on in their journey or unsure if they want to be on the journey, or maybe even just someone who is a little sensitive to insensitive comments. It's not conducive to someone who has the ability to empathize with a person or respect the gravity of what is a very serious situation. Life or death matter to some. What is a very serious situation? Life or death matter to some. I could have done better on the grammar there, but so now I lost my spot. Momentum. Okay. Oh, wow. This is so long. Guys, this is long. You're in for it. Yeah. Okay. So, wow. That's so long. Oh, my God. Guys, this is really long. Okay. All right. I found my spot.
Dennis, put it down. Speak from the heart, bro.
Guys, look. Basically, what all of that really... If you guys want to read it afterwards, I'll show it to you. Or my phone's about to die anyways. No way I'm making it through. I really think that the level of camaraderie and, just overall, just the kind of love that you feel at this place is not something that you'll experience in very many other places. You might find a rehab with better beds or something like this, but you won't find one that has this level of community and like, for example, I have been alive for 27 years, and only in the last several months have I met people that they don't just tell me that they love me, they show it. And sing. So, when I call my mom, she answers every time, and when I call my friends, sometimes they answer, but when I call people that I've become friends with here, they always answer, and it means a lot. And they show their love for me through their actions, and when I brought drugs here, I did not show that I reciprocated those feelings very well, because sometimes that can trigger somebody who's early on in their recovery, or even just maybe on the edge to begin with, to maybe go out themselves and use. And, actions speak louder than words. So I'm really sorry that I did that. Like, I'm not sorry that I got kicked out. I'm sorry that I was able to say that I love somebody and feel like I mean it, but not show it through my actions. And, that's it. Jennifer Greenberg, I don't know if she's here, but that woman is like a mother to me. She's still helping me, like, even now that I'm not here. It's like, I'm sorry that I'm so sensitive right now. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Kevin. I'm a grateful member of the community. I wasn't even planning on coming up here, but then the rabbi said something about 95% or 99% of the people who are here on scholarship. Like, that's fucking amazing. I've been here for 9 months, and I'm not going to get into, like, the amazing things that, or the growth that I've had being in this place. I think Dennis said it. You get, this place offers so much if you take advantage of it. It can bring you peace of mind and the opportunity to improve yourself. It's the rabbi's job to ask for money, not mine. But like, if you find it in your heart to give money to this place, please do. Not just for the people here, but for your soul. You really can't imagine like what you're doing for people, and giving them the opportunity to make a better life, you know, and to live a life that, you know, hopefully they want to live. I mean, to be able to do that and to offer what's offered here, and people have said it with the community and the counselors and the rabbi and your spiritual counselor and a bed and food. You know, for some of us and someone like me, that means the world. And literally, I'm just fucking mind-boggled that so many people are literally here for free. Like, we get all this for free, and that's because of the people out there who are helping us, and the people out here who are asking for help. And so, for those that do and those that just feel it, thank you so much.
Cantor? I think Cantor wants to say something. Yeah, I think you're grateful. I know you're grateful.
I want to say I'm very grateful for Mark. I had a conversation with him earlier about his thoughts on Teshuvah and what that meant to him, and I think that you're on a path to figuring that out, and what God means to you, which is really the real work that all of us are here to do, is to have a deeper connection, a stronger connection with our higher power. And then we're able to show up and not feel the guilt or the shame, and we can feel like we matter, we belong in this world. So I'm really grateful to have you here. And I'm grateful for Sarah. We get to do a lot of fun things together, and she shows up here and she supports me, and she loves connecting with you guys. She, had this experience herself, and, we all need connection. So the fact that she's found that here with some of you is such a blessing. My life is very blessed. I have a lot of gratitude. And I'm always thankful for the people that I work with and that I get to share this creative musical experience. It's what I really love to do. It's one of the passions that has returned because of this program. And my purpose is always evolving, depending on who's in front of me and what their needs are and what my needs are at that time. Our purpose can be a little bit harder to find at times, but it's always there. If we're looking for meaning and ways we can help one another and ways we can show up in our life, we'll receive the blessings. So I've received many blessings. I hope that you all join me on the journey. So Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cancer. We're going to continue with Mizmor Shir. And, Russell is usually sitting right over there with Lisa. So he plays a role, and when he's not here, true leadership is when it continues when you're not present. So I'm hoping somebody's going to stand up and take his place. Give it up for our Beit Shuva band. Ted on drums, David G on bass, Thea G on guitar, Laura B on keys, and Cantor Date. And give it up for Sarah, too. All right. We have the privilege of welcoming 6 new residents into our community this week. And celebrating 3 birthdays tonight. So I want to invite the 3 birthdays, Brett C., Cameron W., and Beth F., to come up and stand on my right. There's Beth. Come around. You can come around here. And our new residents to stand on my left, Lindsay A., Tovi B., Savannah G., Levi K., Lucas M., and Jonathan S. Please join me over here. Love it. All right, before I forget, each of you get a little notebook to write down your thoughts. Come on up on stage. There's room on stage. Come on. Come on up. Come on up. All right, you got one. This is courtesy of the Sisterhood, so pass these on. Thank you, Sisterhood. Okay, birthdays. You guys are talking a lot up here. What's going on? All right. Here we go. There you go. You got it?
1, 2, 3. May the door of this house be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for fellowship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture.
May the door of this house be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this house be for all who enter the doorway to a richer, more meaningful life. Amen. Amen. All right. What's your name?
Savannah Gardner.
Hi, Savannah. What do we say to Savannah? Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of light.
Nalech b'hai bior b'shem Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the Divine One. Welcome. All right, come on in. Stay over here. What's your name?
Lucas Marks.
Lucas. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nelech bi or bishem Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the Divine One. Welcome. All right, come on over here. Hello there.
Hi,
What's your name?
Lindsay Anderson.
Hi, Lindsay. What do we say to Lindsay? Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nelek Beor Bishaim Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the Divine One. Welcome. Come on in. Of course. Hello there.
I'm Levi Kessler.
Hi, Levi. What do we say to Levi? Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nalech Bayor Beshem Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the Divine One. Welcome. What's your name?
Tovi Barkin.
Tovi. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of light. You got it.
Nelech Bior Beshem Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the Divine One. Welcome. And last but not least,
I'm Jonathan Spooler.
Haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nelech Beor Beshem Adonai.
All right. May you who have come be blessed in the name of... Welcome. All right. Look at that. Jonathan, he threw me off. He didn't even use the words. I said the wrong thing. So this is my gift that I get to share a little charge to each of you, and also for what I need to hear myself. You know, I don't know if you heard this, but like the shortest distance between two places is a straight line, right? Well, it's not always true. In fact, if you're trying to put a rocket or a satellite out into space, they don't have enough energy to reach its destination if you shoot it out straight. So what do these astronauts do that are way smarter than I do? They shoot it the opposite direction. They shoot the rocket around the Earth's orbit so that it literally slingshots around with the Earth's gravity and shoots it out into a complete different destination. That's tshuva. Sometimes we don't go on the straight path to our destination. We actually have to take a detour. We have to go what appears to be the long way or the wrong way. But in fact, if you orbit a place like this house of return, it's that slingshot to the destination you're always meant to be at. And so this is your charge. This is your opportunity to not think of it as a wrong turn or a mistake or, I should have been doing X, Y, and Z, but rather it's the opportunity to reach the destination you've always been. And there are times where you're going to think, well, I just want to get the heck out of here. Can I go backwards again? Or where's the next stop? And in those moments where you think you want to run, we ask you to do one thing, and that is... Hold on. So welcome to our wonderful community. Make it your own, and let us welcome these wonderful new residents into our. So come on in. You can go on. Thank you, Toby. And happy birthday to you three as well. All right. Where's Rabbi Jade? There you are. All right, so I'm going to invite soon-to-be Rabbi Jade Carter to give a little intro to Lecha Dodi.
Shabbat Shalom, y'all. So Lecha Dodi is definitely one of my favorite prayers because it talks about the communal power of being together. Lecha Dodi literally means, come, my friend, come, my beloved, let's go, and let's welcome the Shabbat bride. And in this week's Torah portion, we have Jacob reuniting with his brother. He thinks he's going to kill him, but he gets over that fear and he meets them. And one amazing thing that Jacob says to his brother, he says, looking at your face is like looking at the face of God. And that's how I feel about all of you here. Looking at your faces is like looking at the face of God. And I say that because each of us has a part of God in ourselves, but only in community can we really access this spiritual development like Mark talked about so beautifully. So we come together to welcome Shabbat, but we also come in together to welcome in God into our lives. And I want to say thank you for being a part of that journey, and Shabbat Shalom.
Here we go.
וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו תפארת והליטילה לאדוני ובקלה פני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה מקור הברח מראש מקדם נזוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה לאדוני בקלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי באורך קומי Adonai, like nigla, let Adonai, Rakala, Pene Shabbat, Nekabela. Everyone please rise and face the doorway as we welcome in the Shabbos bride. Boi v'shalom. Ateret bala gam besimcha uvetzola tzok emunei am segula boi chala le adodi Rakala pene Shabbat nekabela le adodi Rakala pene Shabbat nekabela.
All right. I want to invite the birthdays to come on up and light the Shabbat candles with us. So Cameron, Brett, and Beth, come on up. And welcome in Shabbat with these candles. Go ahead. Just start, you know.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
You guys can have a seat. We're going to continue with a prayer for healing, a Misha Berach blessing for anyone in our community, anybody we're holding in our hearts who is in need of some extra love, some extra healing, some extra blessings, not only in our community, but anywhere around the world. So if there's a name that you are thinking of, a person you're thinking of, for those on YouTube, go ahead, you can put their names in the chat. And for anybody here, go ahead and shout their name out loud so we can hear their names. Who are in need of healing be healed with refuah shlema, complete healing of mind, body, and spirit. And let us say, Amen. We want to invite anybody who is able to please rise for the Baruch Hu.
Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Lai, lai, lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruch hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam vaed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam vaed. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam vaed.
You're going to have a seat. We're going to continue with Ahavat Olam.
אותנו למדת. כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. באורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו
Continue with the Shema and Ve'ahavta.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Shabbat Shalom. Some words of Torah. Let's say a blessing for that.
It's a rabbi, Josh.
No, there's a tradition when there's an ambulance going, you say a blessing for the healing of the individual in the ambulance. So I'll wait for that, right? Thanks, Nate. Many years ago, in the summer of 2015, I had the privilege of working on a documentary film that I never actually finished, where we traveled all over Europe and Israel, meeting people and asking them about anti-Semitism. And when we came to Krakow in Poland, we encountered a group of Jews, and as they were sitting there having dinner one night, we had this conversation. And what came up repeatedly was this concept in the Talmud. It's called Esav soneh et Yaakov. That Esav hates his brother Yaakov. That the reason for hatred of Jews is this really primal force of evil that was birthed in the womb of Rivka with the two twins, Esav and Jacob. And the rabbis in our tradition really put this as a fight between good and evil, right? Where Jacob is on one side, and Esav, who ultimately becomes Rome, is a diametrically opposing force to what Jewish belief is, right? And if you look at their stories, the brothers are radically different. Esav, he's a hunter. He's all about the physical. He wants good food. He's out in the world. It's all about the physical existence. But Jacob, according to our tradition, he's simple. He likes to sit in the tent and learn. For him, it's all about a spiritual existence and a spiritual way of being. And the two of them clash, right? They more than clash. Jacob he deceives his brother and father, and for the last 20 years, he has been on the run. His brother, the worldly brother, the hunter, has wanted to kill him. And now Jacob, 20 years later, has decided to face his demons, to do potentially tshuva and return home to face his brother, his father, and his mother. And in that encounter, when he hears that his brother is going to come with 400 men, he freaks out. Can I actually face the opposing force of me, right? Can I face the part of myself that I despise? If I'm a physical creature and I only want worldly possessions and beings and food like Esav, then can I face my brother who is spiritual and vice versa, Jacob? Can I face an individual who might not be the most spiritual but is my opposite? And in this amazing moment in the Torah, where right before they're about to meet, Jacob has this encounter with an angel, with a person that wrestles with him at night. He wrestles with him all through the night and dislocates his hip, and Jacob is no longer able to run. He has to face his brother. He has to integrate the physical into the spiritual. And I think back a lot to that encounter in Krakow with those individuals, right? That this force, it just is. There's nothing we can do about it. We are going to be hated. It doesn't matter. We need to live our spiritual lives. And this force, it's just don't bother. But what I learned today, Rabbi Chaim Seidler-Feller, he said, if you look at the numerology, if you look at Esav it equals the same number as shalom, peace. Right? When we face our demons and integrate the opposite, ultimately we are bringing harmony, we're bringing shalom. And that's what I think is the greatest part of the story where Jacob gets his name changed. He gets his name changed from not just Jacob, not just the ankle, the tricker, the deceiver, but rather Yisrael, one who struggles and wrestles with God and man, yet prevails. And that's our task, to struggle with the physical, to struggle with the spiritual, to struggle with God, to fight and wrestle, and hopefully we are able to integrate both light and dark. Shabbat Shalom. So hopefully the light and the dark comes together with a little Beatles rendition. I forgive you.
Sorry, everyone. Here we go. Beatles.
He come on flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got juju eyeball, he won holy roller. He got head down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. He wear no shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he shoot monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola. He said, I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me. He back production, he got Walrus gumboot, he got oh no sideboard, he won spinal cracker, he got beat down below his knees. Hold you in his arms, yeah, you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me.
it up for this amazing band. Now we get to hear some words of wisdom from our 3 birthdays. So, Brett, it's for 5 years. Come on up.
All right, Brett.
And as a little birthday gift, we got a little chesed, a little loving kindness for you as well.
It goes over. My name's Brett. I'm a grateful member of this community. Whoa, what a difference it's been. 5 years ago, I walked in these doors, and I refused to leave. They wanted to send me to get some help, but I was like, I've got this. And I detoxed in 9,500, and I never looked back. And I've always stayed a part of this community, whether it was early on through the Mind and Body program or now through the thrift store. And it has kept me going and kept me strong. I would not be standing here without the help of my father, who's sitting right there, who supported me and loved me through everything I've been through. And my fiance, who sticks with me on the good days and the bad ones. And I'd just like to thank all those who worked here, who helped me along my path, because like Rabbi Joseph said, it's not a straight path, but use Bet Teshuvah. And if you could do something for your body, something for your mind, and if you really want to do something for your breath every day, I think it'll be all right. Thank you very much.
Cameron, for 6 years. Let's see. This you got a different one. Yours is Yesod, foundation.
All right.
There's some Kabbalistic meaning, but we're
All
going
right,
to take up too much time.
That's a good prompt for me.
I know.
All right.
We were intentional.
I can do a tight 5 on foundation. Hi, I'm Cameron. I used to go to school here. And I continue to be a grateful member of this community. And that's just what is just continually amazing about Beit Shuvah, that we are this community. I was here 6 years ago, and I'm here today with friends that I went through Beit Shuvah with. I knew Cantor Nate when he wasn't Cantor Nate. But he sang just as beautifully. And I'm a big believer in whatever program you're working, and that's the great thing about Beit Shuvah. It's an independent program. You make it work for you, they make it work for you as long as you're doing work. But listening to how people did it, you're not going to do it how they did it, you're going to figure it out yourself. And what I have going for me today is that I'm in constant contact with a handful of guys that I went through this house with. And I know that as long as I'm checking in with them and I'm not doing anything in my life that I wouldn't tell them about, that right there is the barometer for being okay. So whoever you're doing this with in this house, you stick with them. People who've been here longer, people who've been working here for, when the original house, Carrie Newman, Laura Bagish, talk to them. Their doors are open. I wish when I was very involved at Beit Shuvah. I still continue to be involved at Beit Shuvah. I wish I had just been a little more involved with the people that were working here and staff members and really learning from their experiences. And because they talk about their good old days and I talk about my good old days. And as Carly Simon said, this is for the front row, these are your good old days. And it's going to take some time to realize that. It also, Rabbi, I always get great things out of the way you talk. The first one was when you were talking to the birthdays, that was Armageddon, right? The slingshot around the earth. That was the subplot from the 1988 Michael Bay movie Armageddon. Mazel. The second one, though, of course, and God, it amazes me every time it comes up. Long before I even had a problem with alcohol, as I became a theater student, one of the first plays I was obsessed with and continue to be today is
Tony Kushner's Angels in America. And in it, one of the characters, he is himself obsessed with a picture of Jacob wrestling with the angel. And it becomes a running theme throughout the play, and his struggle with himself and his identity. And I started thinking about that a lot, especially when I came into Beit Shuvah, and carrying it with me today. Thank you. And when we're struggling with who we are in here, you know, it's very easy to see it's that demon. It's that shadow self of maybe even who we want to be. You know, we hate what we're doing right now, and we're wrestling with who we'd like to be ourselves. And as you start getting more and more of these, whether it's that 30 days or the 60 or 90, and as life starts filling in more and more in between, and you're doing it every year, and you're fortunate enough to start being that other more authentic self, that true version of yourself that you've always wanted to be, that you've been wrestling for. And I think you start to realize, I've realized at least, that it's not about wrestling the angel, it's about forgiving the angel. Because as we go about making our amends, that most important amends of all is forgiving yourself. And I'm almost there. But I've got some great people in my life, and most of all, Beit Shuvah has led me to an amazing woman that I've been with now for half my time in sobriety, Queen, who now it's her job to make me the better man that Beit Shuvah started me on. So thank you.
And last but not least, for 26 years, Beth F. 26, by the way, is also, come on. I'm just trying to fill time by the time you make it up here, right? 26 is when you take Yud-He Vav-He, one of the names of God, the name of God, it adds up to 26. So this is your God year, and so endurance.
Okay, make it
Netzach,
through, right?
indeed.
Hi, my name is Beth, Beth Fox, and I'm alumni of Beit Teshuvah. I went through I don't know what we call it, the old house, or, well, it was Lake Street. It was also known as Irolo Street for the women at the time. We were separated, and it was different then. What can I say? But one thing is, I went through there, and it was 12 women in that house, and I was a little shell-shocked where it was, coming from, I'd been out in California like 5 years maybe at that time, but there was like, it was pretty like, there were Mexicans next door to us, and I was used to like a town, I grew up in Long Island, so I was used to a town very much like a Beverly Hills, but it didn't matter. I needed to be there. I needed desperately to be there. And it was fine that the Mexicans were throwing beer bottles at our house, and you know, I was too out of it to know anything. So here I was at this house with 12 other women who, most of them were court committed there. I wasn't, but the truth is I was in a prison in that house because I couldn't get out of drinking. My thing was drinking. I could not get out of the personal hell I was living in. There was no way. So I paced in that house. I didn't know who I was. When I came in, I didn't know whether I wanted to live or die. I couldn't live with alcohol. I couldn't live without it. And here I was in the world, my outside world, where I was working in, it's always a joke, where I was working with, I had my master's degree, I was working with people who had substance abuse issues and depression, and here I was, a big shot, telling them, well, why don't you move out of your apartment and go into sober living or treatment? And then one day I had to say to myself, well, why won't you? And then that day came. So it was, and I was thinking about that this week, how I went and talked to in a meeting I talked about how I had to approach the the director of the program, and I took a leave of absence. I stayed for 8 months, and once I got a place with a sober roommate, everything was good. So that's what happened, and life took off after that. And I wouldn't say, I can't say that I've done everything perfectly for 26 years. The only thing I could say I've done perfectly, one day at a time, is I have not picked up a drug or a drink. Behaviors, thank you. Behaviors and character defects, whatever you want to call them, for me, they've been slow to change, and sometimes they still come up for me. I'm not going to lie about that. But I'm always willing to work on them, and that is a huge thing. And Beit Teshuvah, it would be remiss if I don't, to Harriet and Mark. Harriet was the person who saved my life, and I couldn't have done it without her. And same for Mark. I text with them tonight about it. So they were my people who I got to learn from, and as well as many others. But I feel blessed for that time of having them and knowing still that I can go to them with anything. And being here tonight, my message is no matter what you go through, and there's a lot you're going to go through if you stay sober, you can do it. I stayed sober through, I stayed sober through going through having to have heart surgery and having a valve replacement. What? Oh, I stayed sober through getting married, and 8 months later, I had to have a valve replacement, and therefore I couldn't. We adopted a child, a baby. That was what it came down to. And the other thing is my husband, who's my late husband, got diagnosed at 44 with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. We lived it, and as graciously as we could. And for 3 years, he fought like hell. And on his 47th birthday, he passed away. And I don't really believe that God gives us more than we can handle. And we had our daughter was almost 5 at the time. And that's what happened. And we've handled it beautifully. I mean, we have so much community, and I'm raising her as a sole parent, and I think we're doing pretty well with it. There's just so many things that happen, and if you stay sober, there's so many people who will be there for you. And I just lost my mother a little over a year ago. That's a big deal, too. And I never once thought of drinking during any of that time, and that's a miracle. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you for having this for people like me.
Thank you, Beth. And if anybody's going to bring some birthday cakes, so yeah, Beth, stay over here. We're going to bring a cake out, and if you have anybody here with you who wants Cameron and Brett, come on out and bring.
Whoever wants to give them a cake, come up and give them a cake. Let's do it.
Thank you, Nate.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brett, Beth, and Cameron. Happy birthday to you. Keep coming back. Sober!
Mazal Tov. Many, many more. All right, you guys can have a seat. Thank you for celebrating with us. We're going to continue with Oseh Shalom. And where's Jade? Jade's going to rap for us. Do you want to... No? Okay.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
When I catch some magic that explains what we are here, you know that feeling is the science to explain and make what's clear. A theory of an end's beginning, transcending space and time, but simply crossing through the middle and connecting both the lines. A parallel, every existence, reflecting future's past, is, was, and will be, see forever and everlasting, standing yesterday's tomorrow in the middle of today. Moment, just a moment, take the time to contemplate. I'm living a life where I'm free from the war inside my mind, from the them against me. I was afraid to surrender, I didn't want to lose control, but in the end, all I had was a hole in my soul. I found the spiritual answer to my alcoholic mind. Community connection, love and spirit be my guide. Another chance in life, it holds that we will do it. Thanking God every day, walk through faith to shoot the door.
Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
For Jade.
Thank you, Jade.
Great job, great job.
We love you, Jade.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. My real cake arrived. It's a Fudgy the Whale cake, and I'm so happy. I wanted this for
5
years.
What is this cake? Let me see.
Fudgy the Whale cake to a whale of a drunk.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad that brings you happiness, Cameron. Wonderful. We're going to ask everybody to rise, please, for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יחיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You can have a seat. We come to a point where we are remembering those who we lost. And two people there, Jade, actually, her father died a year ago yesterday, and same with our colleague, Rabbi Mark Blumenthal, who passed away a year ago yesterday. So we hold them particularly in our hearts, and as well as the yortzites of, they're right here. Rose Frank, Abraham Blumenthal, George Familian, Randy Shockley Gray, Andy Jacobs, Calvin Mullen, Joan Coleman, Reuben Dunn, Yis Polstein, Jeff Belsky, Martha Smurder Nimoy, Alice Wheat, Don Lehman, Louis Greenberg, Charles Cohen, and Rabbi Harold Schulweiss. And those who have passed this year, Nick Huff, Irma Lee Simon Pearl, David Heller, Nico Jacob as Forms, Zenaida Zushrun, Aharon Ben Yehuda, Dr. Saul Block, Mandy Benayim, Adam Aarons, William Lurie, Judy Burke, Norm Scharf, Fred Rothschild, Mark Kessler, Henry Hank Schrimmer, Joyce Powell, Inosi Blumenkrantz, Stephen Grossman, Leon Perrick, Robert Gorsey, Gary Mintz, Marilyn Buckley, Estelle Carlton, Patricia Blumenkrantz, Jessica Bayer, Matt Pollinger, Orion Brown, Carlos Catano Rios, Linus Stern, Lucy Franco, David Gallardo Sr., Bernard J. Alpern, John Baker, Hunter Venturelli, Faina Tsurlina, Lieutenant Mark Fleischman, Dr. Vinay Sudaram, Eleanor Gassaway, Zev Ben Shmuel Yaakov, Erwin Belsky, Clayton Leon Cochran, Melvin Nimoy, Simcha Farkas, Laura Avina, Leslie Barnett, Phyllis Siegel, Dennis Sherman, Boris Katrik, and Myron Keene. Whew, that's a long list. For those on YouTube, please go ahead and put the names of those you are remembering in the chat now. And for those of you here in our sanctuary, please, our tradition is that not everybody, those who are remembering something to rise, but nobody stands alone. So if there's anybody standing alone, please go ahead and stand next to and put our arm around as we come around and say their names. words of Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish, are up on the screen. We'll respond with Amen. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach chiruteh ve'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May all who have departed be remembered for a blessing, and let us say, Amen. You can have a seat. Just a few announcements. Again, happy birthdays to Brett C., Cameron W., and Beth as well. Many, many more. Because of a few cases of COVID and because of the growing trend in the county, we decided to put on masks and postpone our Hanukkah Shabbat meal that was scheduled for the 23rd of December. So we will hopefully have another meal soon, but Shabbat services are going to continue on at 6:30 throughout winter, so don't worry, we're not changing any of the time. A couple of really great events, hopefully. Silent meditation retreat. We are having a one-day, 12-hour retreat, which is really an incredible gift of being silent and being alone with you and your practice. A gift to not have phones, emails, communicate with anybody, but rather learn this amazing ancient technology to let go of the voices in our head and the thoughts that we attach to, and practice this art of mindfulness to really still our minds and walk into a new reality of who we're capable of being. The registration is right on our website. It's we're going to have 2 meals. Yeah, there it is. With a couple of amazing teachers, Rabbi Sheila Weinberg and Shira Abramovitz, who are coming in from out of town. It's going to be an incredible experience and opportunity, so please, if you're interested, sign up and register. Our deadline is Wednesday, right? Sarah, is that what we decided? So Wednesday we need you to register so we can make sure everybody is fed and taken care of. For any questions, either contact me or Emma as well. And a couple of things about Sisterhood. Want to give a special shout out to Dana Gash, who has been president of Sisterhood. Yeah, give it up for Dana. She's been the president of Sisterhood for about 5 years. And after our successful holiday boutique last Sunday, she is transitioning and stepping out. I want to thank Kathy Galper, our amazing Gabbai and Sanctuary Committee member, for stepping in as an interim position. But the Sisterhood continues. We're really grateful for your support, not only for the residents, but also to build community for Beit Shuvah. We're going to have our next Sisterhood meeting Sunday, January 8th at 10:30 a.m. via Zoom, and there will be elections next year for who can take over the Sisterhood. So if there's anybody interested in participating, you don't have to be just a woman. It's open to all to be a part of our Sisterhood, right? And thank you, Zach, as well, for being a part of that. So that's January 8th at 10:30 via Zoom. Sarah, what am I missing? I think that's it. And Hanukkah's coming up. Yeah, so the meditation retreat leads into Hanukkah as well. Thank you, Zach. And again, Beit Shuvah is running for recovery. The marathon, the training continues at 7. How many people are running? How many residents? All right, so everybody who has their hands up, they're running to save lives. And we need some sponsorships. We need some people who are going to sponsor these people to run for recovery. So if there's anybody here who wants to not only sponsor these incredible individuals running the marathon, but also for Shabbat. We are welcome for that as well. Do I have any takers? Thank you, Cameron. All right. And thank you for sponsoring Shabbat as well with what you brought, Cameron. It means a lot. January 6th, Rolling Stone Shabbat. That's right. Okay, I think that's it, right? And Shabbat, tomorrow we continue 9:30 learning. Come on up, Nate. 9:30 learning via Zoom and then 10:15 services. So please join us for that. We're going to close with May the Words.
Go ahead. Sing it, Laura. Can I cheat?
May the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. May the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. May the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart, may the words of my mouth be acceptable, O Lord. May the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Well, may the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart, may the words of my mouth be acceptable, O Lord. May the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable, O Lord.
Wait.
My rock. I said, my rock, my redeemer.
Yeah, Laura. All right, we're going to close with Kiddush and Motzi. Please
Everyone,
rise.
please rise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam המוציא לחם מן הארץ. Amen. Good Shabbos,
Shalom,
everyone.
everybody.